Hello and welcome to the channel. Jamie here from JP Cars, and today you join me with my Audi S4, the car that I've had for just over 2 years now, and last week it passed its MOT with no advisories, and it got me to thinking, is it time to sell it up? The used car market is right up here at the moment, and I can walk away after paying off my finance with around £10,000 in my pocket, which I can then use to put towards another car. Or I can then go, oh, actually I'll buy a car for 10 grand and have zero finance against me. So what should I do? What was my decision? It's to keep it, of course, 349 brake horsepower, 500 Nm torque, 0 to 60 of 4.4 seconds, and the carrying capacity of 64 donkeys. I did the maths. Well, ish. What more could you ask for? It's practical, maybe the efficiency could be a bit better. I get around 20 more miles per gallon. It does say you should be able to get 38 combined, but I can't see how you can do that. I'm nearly at half of that. Yes, I drive quickly. Yes, I drive in dynamic sport. Maybe one day we'll find out whether the 58 litres will really take you 480 miles, but today isn't that day. The S4 B9 is powered, ow that's hot, oh. The car is powered by this, a 3 litre V6 with a twin scroll turbocharger, and it's done really well when it comes to tuning. I saw a saloon the other day which had an upgraded air intake, upgraded exhaust and a stage 1 tune, and it was running 0 to 60 of 3.36 seconds, which is a whole second quicker than this. So imagine this later on with like a hybrid turbo setup and other bits and pieces done. It's going to be a hell of a car, and long term that is what I want to do. And maybe that's half the reason I'm keeping it, because I'm kind of interested in seeing what can be done with this car. But it depends when I get all this stuff done, because I don't have any money. And I also don't have any money. So we shall see. So why do I think that I'll never get rid of the Audi S4? Well, just look at it. It's sleek, stylish, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. And yet it's really kind of understated. You match it with the performance that it's got, and it's a bit of a sleeper, which is something that I really do like owning. I like a car that kind of surprises people when they don't really know cars. That's a bit of me. I can fly under the radar in this car. It goes on to an electronically limited top speed of 155 miles an hour. No, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to do that. That'd be so stupid. This car has all the gadgets that I could need as well. It's got the virtual cockpit, which I always love. So this little screen pops up and there you are, all the information you could ever need. You've got your maps, you've got your speed, you've got the time, you've got everything you need. I love the virtual cockpit, and now I've had a car with it, I think it'd be weird going back to a car without it. And then you've got obviously the super sport seats, which are nice and comfortable, and they heat and massage, and you've got little touches that just make a bit of class in this car. You've got the Alcantara here, which just feels lovely. You've got the frameless mirror, which I think honestly is a lovely little touch. Something so simple, and yet it just adds an ooze of class that you otherwise wouldn't have in the car. The car originally came with some 19-inch 10 V-spoke alloys directly from Audi. I changed them for these Judd T311Rs, and they've got these Goodyear Eagle asymmetric 5s, I think they're called. They were gloss black. They're kind of more of a dusty black at the moment, but there's a reason for that. And if you want to find out why, please do subscribe to the channel, because the video on that will be later in the month. I'll tell you what, these Judds, they look pretty good on the car because they come ever so slightly. I think it was a centimetre out on each corner, they came further out. So it kind of just fills this arch a little bit this way. Not so much this way, but I wanted to keep it for the Cornish roads as I'm bouncing up and down. I wanted to keep it as usable as possible. And that's the reason why I've kept quite a gap on here. And yes, I could talk about the calipers being 6-piston. I could talk about the real quad tip exhausts. And I could talk about plenty of other things, but I'm not going to, because this isn't supposed to be a review. It's supposed to be a why I want to keep the car, and I probably won't sell it. But the reason for wanting to keep the car is all of this stuff that we have talked about. It's all stuff that kind of makes it the car that it is, and therefore some of the reasons why I don't want to sell it. Another thing I love about this car is the Quattro all-wheel drive system. You literally just plant your foot and there you go. And there's absolutely no give to that at all. It just literally just lets you go. There's no, oh, I'm worried that I'm going to skid anywhere. You literally just plant your foot and you're gone. And it's just one of these things that I think I'd be hard pressed to find in another car. A 90-degree bend and you can just floor it out without any issue whatsoever. What a car. I think anything like an equivalent BMW struggle unless you had X-Drive, and even then I don't think the X-Drive would be quite as good as the Quattro system. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I would be able to swap from this car. Maybe an RS4 B9, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I think it's here to stay. So natural progression to the B9.5 aside, what else is there? Because I don't want a B9.5, I don't want a diesel. I'm quite happy with my petrol, and not that you can get diesel at the moment anyway, which is just ridiculous because people are out panic buying all over Cornwall right now, and it's like diesel's really not going to matter that much if a nuke goes off. I don't know if I should say nuke, just in case it gets the video taken down, because you just don't know in these times, do you? Maybe I'll take that word out. So what about an RS4 B9? Really do like it, but is it worth £20,000 more? And then the extra costs when it comes to the taxes and the servicing and the repairs and the fuel and the insurance. For me, I think I'll be getting in a bit too deep. I do like the RS6 C7, but again, you've got the same issue of those extra costs. But it is only about 10 grand more to start off than what I would get for this. So it's not too much of a jump when it comes to the actual initial buying. So what would you do? Yeah, let me know. Let me know. What would you do in the comments below? What would you swap a S4 B9 for? Because I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'll just keep this forever. It's always done well. I've never really had any issues with it. And it's the kind of car that it's always going to be quite timeless. It's never going to look old. It's not really changed over the last 5 years. This is a 5-year-old car. And it still looks absolutely spectacular. That's it, maybe I'll keep it. At least until I find something that I really, really, really do want, and then I'll just shun that off and be like, yeah, it doesn't matter. But for now, yeah, cool looking car. I like it. So thank you for watching the video, I really do appreciate it. Please do comment below, let me know what you would swap an Audi S4 B9 for, because I'm not quite sure what to do. Sometimes I'm a bit like, I'd like something a bit more fun to drive, but then I'm also like, yes, but I need an estate car, but then I'm like, I don't want to pay RS prices. I'm a little bit stuck as to what to do. Please do hit the like button, because if you do, it pushes the video up in the algorithm and more people will see it, which means that I can then go and do more stuff with the channel, and then long term we can do some absolutely amazing things. I've got so much up in my head about going and traveling abroad and doing this and doing that, but it can only happen if we all work together and get that to happen. So please do hit the subscribe button, please do like, and please do comment. Now the S4 is going to have a little bit of TLC later on in the month, so I'm going to make a video about that. And that's because I don't really look after the car that well when it comes to the exterior. Yes, I wash it every now and again, but as you can see, I'm living in a muddy, dusty area where it's constantly getting caked. But this car is going in for a little bit of TLC, and I really want you to be there for that. So please do hit the subscribe button and join me on that, because that is going to be a very fun video to make. And it's going to cost me a fair bit of money, so we need it to work. So please do hit that subscribe button, and also keep an eye out for that video when it comes out later in the month. That's everything from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Look after yourselves. See you soon. Cheers, guys.